Today's show is brought to you by Organifi. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement line that makes quality, trusted nutrition convenient and accessible. Their most popular product, green juice, solves the problem of juicing your greens on the go. Just add it to water, to drink, and let your body soak up the benefits. Visit Organifi.com to learn more about an exciting offer for all our Secrets to Success podcast listeners.
I wake up every single day. I am who I say I am. And I get what I get because I live in beast mode. Stop being gazelles. You're not average. You're not even good. You were born to be great.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ. Joined as always by the Bayesian, the extra Bayesian sensation, Mr. Karl Phillips.
Extra Bayesian sensation. What's happening, y'all?
The lines sound pretty crispy for you being in the day.
No, that's right.
You almost got Wi-Fi out there now.
Hey, the technology making its way down to the islands now. Yeah, we got the Wi-Fi popping.
Okay.
I'm talking about popping.
Douglas, what's going on, my brother?
Oh, let me tell you something, bro. The weather was gorgeous here for about 3 days. And then
You only been there 3 days.
Well, this must be the fourth day then. And, but I'm packing my bags as we speak. And I'm getting about this.
Headed to the Ritz-Carlton. The Ritz-Carlton. Only Ritz we acknowledge is crackers. You know what I'm saying? We show a lot of the Ritz we can afford. You feel me, Karl?
We see what moves seeing to start this sucker off.
I know that.
I got a fair file that's out of this world too. I'll wait.
And you're gonna have a why does he always playing?
The negative comments. Let me tell you something. We done just let them stockpile now, y'all. It's like a graveyard back there. Negative comments. Once I do, I want to do it while we're all together though. Like I think it'd be better to do it like in person than do it on camera, so we could put it up. So I'll save it till we're in the same spot. Which I don't know, Karl. When are you coming?
I'll be in Atlanta.
Charlotte. Oh,
no,
Atlanta.
I'll be in Atlanta.
Good. Yeah, we'll do it in Atlanta then. No problem. What was I gonna say? Oh, Karl, how is it? Catch us up, man. You in the motherland. What's going on?
So So what I was talking to Tamisha yesterday, so what I'm trying to do is balance my day. You about to laugh at me because I said I should have been doing this from Michigan, see. But my plan, I told E probably about 2 months ago, what I'm gonna do is try to do like a 6-hour work day. Literally, get up early, 6, whatever, and just like knock out everything I gotta do by like noon, 1 o'clock. Just try to be done, before the day gets going. So I've been doing that here more, so I want of course the kids to be able to enjoy it, go beach, whatever. It's just different in the sense of, I can't explain it to you, but things just don't even feel the same. I'm doing the same work, I'm doing everything, but it's like when you're going to the beach at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, everything just changed. Like you get your work done, it ain't no stress. I don't care who called with what problem. It's just not the same. I promise you, same conversations I'm having. I had them suckers at home. Like I feel the weight of it. Like, man, we got to do this, we got to do that. Bruh, okay, that's what's going on. All right, whatever. We'll get it fixed. Whatever, we'll move on. Next thing. Like it's smoother. Everything just rolling, man. But yeah, just been having a blast, man.
What's the weather like?
You don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to E. Yeah, I don't want to do that.
I'm good. We about to go.
He in Atlanta. He in Atlanta.
Okay.
He in Atlanta.
Okay.
Not in Michigan.
So,
and I'm
literally,
we got 50s. We got 50s out here.
And I'm about to be in Miami. So tell me, I'm about to be close to you.
Oh, let me just tell y'all, it's been like, I'm looking at the forecast for the entire week. It says 81 the entire week. The low for the day is 74 degrees. Now here's the sweet part though, see. It rained almost every day I've been here, but it only rained at night. Like it rained like 10 o'clock at night. I'm talking about downpour at 10 o'clock at night. Like
I like the little late night rain. That's therapeutic.
Perfect. Oh, perfect, bro. So like all the nights, so I'm saying the days we get out, do what we got to do, you'll get a sprinkle here or there, but it hadn't been no rainy day like that the entire time so far. So it's been perfect, man, perfect. Just I literally had the kids outside walking earlier, like y'all gonna get some of this sun. We ain't got it when we get back. So just getting as much sun.
To Michigan. And remind the listeners out there in S2S audio world, why you moved to Michigan again?
Oh yeah, I do not. I repeat, I do not. This is 2001 till now. That's about 16 years. I still do not have a good answer for that question. I don't have one. I followed my initial thing was following my brother to get away from my parents. He went to school in Michigan, so I was like, bet, I'll be up there in a second. And somehow I'm still there. Somehow.
Stayed there. Yeah. And E, what are you doing, man? Like, I know you've been home for like 2 days, like, and then you leave for like another 8 months.
So that's
I don't
the
know.
hard part.
He literally has no home. Well, I don't even know why y'all got a mortgage or a rent or whatever y'all got up there.
Well, we won't have it for long with Didi little plan. I promise you we won't. But no, man, it's weird being home, only for a few days, with the team, man. I like live at practice. I don't go to a whole lot of games, but I live at practice. So it's been weird because I gotta go, but I've met up, and prayed with and had, spent some time with some of the players. Got some other, like I must have, Karl, done, I did a 21-day promo we're doing for corporate. I got that done like in 3 days. Then I did, I didn't tell you, but one of the problems or challenges that schools are having, they're like, yo, we love when you come, but what happens afterwards? Like, how do we sustain this energy? So I just did an entire month series of videos and worksheets. And so imagine, Karl, I've literally had to do both of those. And then, I pre-recorded some TGIMs plus the live stuff that we do in about 3 days.
Yeah,
so
hey, Will told me it's like
studio
50 videos. Yeah, Will said y'all did like
bro.
50 videos over the weekend.
I went hard, bro. I went hard.
Wow.
Because I know we leaving and I'm not coming back.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So I went hard. So I've been doing that, of course. Didi always has chores. I don't know where they come from. Didi's chores is like
still got chores? You almost 50, bro.
Bro, I still got chores.
You got curfew too?
Well, that's something that's self-imposed, but yes, I have that too. Yeah. Hey, and you laugh and see, but I want to say that every teenager that's listening or every parent that has a teenager, make them listen. The very thing I ran from, I still have it in my home. I thought, I don't know what, but I left home at 16, like, yo, I'm about to get like this next level of independence. I'm not gonna have any chores to do. Nobody's gonna tell me what to do.
Woke up in the abandoned building like, this ain't what I had in mind.
This ain't
what I had in mind when I thought independence.
This ain't finna be a breeze.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't think it through. So to some young person that's ready to leave home, or you want your independence,
Think it through.
I'm talking about think it through before you find yourself in the war in Afghanistan. You know what I'm saying? Just think it through, y'all. Just think it through.
Hey, this crazy though. E, I'm not, like literally, I'm living next door to E, and I don't think did I see you when you came back?
You did not. Tamisha did. She came over. You didn't come over.
So I literally, like the day after y'all got back.
Yeah, y'all date. So
That's how you know people big time, y'all.
Bruh,
when they live next door to each other and they ain't seen each other about 6 months.
That's what I'm saying. I think I've seen E at the beginning of the year, and I hadn't seen him. I probably won't see you to the cruise.
Yeah, you won't see him to the
crazy.
cruise. But what happened was he went to Barbados.
No, you see him in Atlanta.
Oh, in Atlanta. That's right. So wow, once in 3 months.
Yeah. Hey,
next
guys.
door neighbors.
And that's what I want to talk about today. See, if you don't mind, I know you got
Let me do my fair
program
file first.
Okay, all right.
Because I had this one on my heart.
Right, and I know you got
And this one, I'm almost sure.
Okay.
Ain't nobody gonna say fair, okay? Now,
Here
this
we
is
go.
done. I swear. I was so pissed, but then in my heart, I was like, yo, this gonna make such a good fair file that I can't even like get mad. All right, so y'all know we in the process of, looking for a house or whatever. We're gonna move a little north of here and get a little bit more space, stretch out a little bit. Nothing big, but you know what I'm saying? Just we moving, right? At some point. But we're not in a rush, right? Mostly for the schools, actually. They got some great schools a little north of here. We kind of had that talk before, not really trying to send my kids to private school. I'm a public school kid and, want them to go to a public school, but want them to go to a nice public school. And the public schools over here are not great. It's a great area. We love the area, close to the airport, close to downtown, close to, shopping centers, and everything we want is right here. But the schools, we talked about that, are not great.
So ain't that crazy though, see? Wow. Wow,
yeah, I know, right?
see.
It is. It's like
I'm
you
just
pay all
saying,
this tax money.
No. I'm saying it's crazy that you grown and you moved to that part of town for every amenity that it offers you. But now that you have kids, you don't have a life
priorities
no more.
Everything changed.
Bruh.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so north of here, a little north of here, not far, 20, 30 minutes, they have like some of the best schools in the state of Georgia, right? So, cool. So, we kind of been working with a realtor or whatever, and you know what I'm saying, just going and looking at home, like kind of like on the weekends, we'll go check out some houses, whatever. And so, we haven't listed our house, like we're still here. And so my realtor calls me the other day and he's like, yo, I got somebody wants to come take a look at your house. Like I told him you guys might be moving soon. And so if it's a situation where we find you a house and they like your house, maybe we could just, swap it out and go. So I'm like, all right, cool. So of course, now we got to clean the house, right? We got people coming to look at the house to see if they want to buy the house. So I'm talking about me and Candace stay up late night. I'm talking about just getting everything taken care of, get the playroom, everything dusted out, mopped out. You know what I'm saying? Just make the house look as nice as you can make it look for somebody who might want to buy it. So I'm talking about we got candles lit, smelling at Glade plug-ins. The kids got food stuck everywhere. They kind of had a little syrup smelling. We got everything smelling good, looking good. So they're like, bet, they come in at 10 o'clock. So I was like, all right, cool. We had the webinar. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'll go next door to my brother's house and I'll do the webinar. So the realtor comes over here, but I didn't see anybody with him. Like I didn't see whoever the couple was that was coming to look at the house. I just saw him. So I came over, let him in, and I was like, hey, what's going on? Thinking that the people were like behind him or they was gonna meet him there or whatever. So he was like, hey, what's going on? I was like, hey, I'll get out your way. I can go next door and you can show him the house, whatever. So he was like, oh, they're not coming. They had to end up having to get to the airport and we couldn't make it in time. So I'm just gonna come look at the house and basically tell them what I see and evaluate, whatever, I don't know. So now I'm pissed because I'm like, okay, I done spent how long getting this house ready and now the people not even coming. So I was like, man, all right, cool. Well, upside is, you got a clean house, whatever. So I guess he thought so now I'm saying if they not coming, I'm about to just do the webinar in my office. Like there's no need for me to go next door. But I think my man thought I was still leaving. So I go in the office, and I start setting up, I got a hardwired laptop, you know what I'm saying, so we could do our webinar because, my Wi-Fi, whatever. So I'm hardwiring it. And so then you know how you like know somebody in the house with you and you expect to be hearing them like walking around. So I'm like, what is going on? So I'm listening upstairs, I don't hear nothing, looking around, I don't hear nothing. And I hear the vent on in the bathroom downstairs. Oh. And like on the same level I'm on. And I'm like, wait, I didn't turn the vent on. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, no joke, y'all. My man is in there for about 15 minutes. I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, no, my man. Like mind you, he ain't been downstairs to the basement. He ain't been upstairs. He ain't been out on the deck. He ain't looked at nothing. Nothing. And so now I'm trying to like make noise in the kitchen, like pull pans out, like I'm in here. Get out my bathroom. Sure enough, my man opens the bathroom and the most god-awful smell you can imagine just wafts through the entire crib. Mind you, it's exaggerated now because the crib was so fresh and so clean before my man came in. And my man came out and looked at me and seen me, and it was one of them things where I didn't want to fully embarrass my man and be like, yo, what the blank you doing, blowing my bathroom out? But my man, I'm talking about, went scorched earth on my bathroom out of nowhere. Then came out, looked at me talking about, you want to show me around? I was like, man, hell no. Get out my God. But I was like, all right, you just show yourself around. Ain't nothing, you can still go for it. And so I let my man walk around and he ended up leaving. But I was just I was so pissed, y'all.
Hey, I hope you don't listen to the podcast.
I hope he does. He know he was foul for that. So I'm saying fair foul. Like listen, y'all, my man was in the crib no longer than 30 seconds. I was like, hey, I'll get out your way. You can show him around. He was like, oh, they're not coming. I'm just gonna walk, let myself around. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I think he thought I was still gonna get out his way, but it was no reason. I could just do it in my office now.
Luther Vandross
it was already inconvenient, so I was like, cool. And then my man just went in there about 15, 20 and just set the world on fire. Fair foul, y'all.
Luther Vandross said, turn this house into a home. My man turned your house into a home.
Oh, man. I'm like, you could have stopped at the Dunkin' Donuts around the corner, the Starbucks. You could have went to Walmart or Target and did your thing, and then my man came straight in my house, was in there no longer than 30 seconds, found the bathroom, and blew that thing to pieces.
Yeah,
I'm like, unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
No, I swear.
Hey, minimum go
that's
downstairs.
foul.
I'm saying minimum go downstairs. Minimum go downstairs. That's minimum.
No, let me tell you something, Karl. I've been around manipulative people, right? And I've seen some manipulation in my life. But I've never seen this type of manipulation before, where my man manipulates you to get out your house to fake it like you're about to go look around so he can go blow your bathroom out. Genius.
I'm talking about blow it out. And like I said, I heard, you know how like once you start listening, I'm like, whoa, because I'm in the kitchen, I can hear, I hear like
the bubble guts.
Like the vent guts is on. You hearing bubble guts, but then you hearing like, I can hear my Febreze spray like. I'm like, bruh.
Hey, Lee,
I'm about to throw the disinfectant in there.
Did he do the Lee Lamb? I hope Lee listening. Did he do the Lee Lamb on you?
Bruh, my man blew my stuff. I'm like, bruh, like you came over here with that bad of bubble guts that I'm talking about. And it was first thing in the morning. Like I said, it was 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm like, bruh, what did you eat? I know you had a McGriddle. Something blew your stomach out quick this morning. So anyway, maybe some of y'all out there saying fair. You know what I'm saying? You got a house.
You a realtor too.
You welcomed him in your house. He had to go. What you gonna do? But I just never seen such a sight. I'm like, bro, you gonna have to pay. You gonna have to drop me a couple dollars for rent. The way you just violated my stuff.
15
I'm like, I'm glad ain't nobody
ago.
coming to see the house though, because they would walk in and be like, oh no, get me out of here immediately.
15 to 20 though, bro. 15 to 20 minutes.
I'm 15, 20. Because look, I went in the office, here go the thing. I went in the office and didn't hear him walking around at no time. I was getting set up for the webinar. I was calling you, I was on the phone with you. And so I was getting set up, and then when I came back in, I was like, okay, the vent is on and the door is closed. Like, I had all the doors open so, you could see all the house.
Hey, did you at least get the double flush, see? Did you at least get the double flush?
I want to know, hey, anybody out there who worked for Keller Williams, I want to know, is this proper housing practice? Is this what y'all learn in your training and development courses? Is this an acceptable part of the training process? I want somebody from Keller Williams, Gary Keller, you owe me a call. I bought your book, The One Thing. Give me a call. Let me know if this is in your training manual, that at any time, if you feel like you need to relieve yourself at a potential client home, go for broke. Wow, unbelievable. All right, cool. So I'm sorry, y'all. That was weighing on my mind. I had to get it off. No pun intended. We're here now. So E,
all right.
Let me switch to something serious. Not even serious. I can segue my way out of this one.
Yeah, that was serious. Maybe,
you said what? Oh, it was very serious.
Maybe.
No, but at the time, like, I was low-key hot at the moment. I was like, that's just nasty, bruh. You done came in my house and no longer 30 seconds just tore it down. Like, I don't even know you, bruh. I ain't never met you a day in my life.
Maybe the problem, CJ, was he had some Organifi before he came over to your house.
Keep everything smooth and clear.
He regular.
He was regular.
In that case, if he used our promo code, all is forgiven.
Then we're
Only
good.
if he used our promo code. If my man didn't use our promo code, I'm still pissed.
And what was that?
Well done,
do you know what the promo code is, Karl? I don't know.
I think the promo code is success, but
success.
But I would hate to be a self-promoter on our podcast.
No, that's probably what happened, bro. Because the last time I had it, I too had to go to somebody's house. And,
Bruh. You get caught. Don't get me wrong. Everybody can get caught off guard. But my man didn't look like he had no intentions. Like, it didn't look like it bothered him at all. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's my problem, too. When he came out, he didn't have remorse on his face. You know what I'm saying? It was more so like, all right, cool. The bathroom's good. I think they'll like that one. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, unbelievable. Yeah, he wanted to test out the home for real for him.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, he could tell him exactly how the home works now. He's smooth.
Wow, unbelievable. E, you had to vent. I told y'all, nobody's allowed to talk 2 hours before the podcast about anything because I'm like, yo, just save it for the podcast. But E was going off. Every once in a while, E had called me, and I just put the phone on mute on my end, put it on speaker, and like clean the kitchen and just let E go for broke. I don't know if it was something you heard on the prayer line or something that was going on, but I think you're getting a little frustrated. What is it? Is it people making excuses about why they can't get to the next level? Is it people calling you complaining about it? I'll let you take it from here.
Look, it's two things, right? It's two. First, I owe my parents an apology. You know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget once I came home, and my father used to have this thing about, like, he used to hide stuff. So he would hide, like, his drinks. If he had, like, like the ruby red drink, or he had Suzy Q's, whatever he had, he would hide it. And I used to always say as a teenager, like, yo, I don't get my man. Like, I really don't understand why my man, like, yo, you got a family. You know what I'm saying? You got a family. Why are you hiding stuff from your family? Like, why would you bring something into the house for us not to eat, right? And so, of course, I had my own children, and they become teenagers. And I remember coming home once, and I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys, but like, you had like a meal that was so fire, whether it was a restaurant or you went to, like, a family, cookout or something, and you made you a plate, and you take that joint to the crib, bruh, and you get off work, you know what I'm saying? Or, you got off the road, and all you was thinking about, Karl, was, when I get to this spot, bruh,
smash.
I'm about to smash, bruh. I'm about to smash, bruh. And so, y'all know me. So in my heyday, I see the sandwich. I got the spaghetti on the sandwich. I got the baked lasagna. I got some broccoli on it, some cheese on it. I done put a couple potato chips on there, some Lay's, sour cream.
The Hellman's mayonnaise.
Yes, I'm talking about the Hellman. I might have been doing Miracle Whip back then. I'm not sure. I might have been doing
Miracle Whip used to be that jug.
Yeah, I might have been doing Miracle Whip, And
that sucker was tangy.
Bruh, I get to the crib, I open up the refrigerator. I mean, my heart drops. I'm like, yo, somebody moved it. Okay, so let me look at, bruh, I'm opening up the drawer. Bruh, Karl, where like the fruit, I'm in the fruit thing now. Like, somebody put that joke in the crisper section.
I'm in the crisper.
I'm talking about seed. And then I notice, I turn, and Jalen has got the corner of his mouth with the back of his head. He wiping that joint. And I'm like, yo, did my man just eat my sandwich, bruh? And I'm talking about, bruh, I'm hurt. And, and these are the things that make me call home and go, I get it now. But why are there so many people who don't understand business trying to do business? It's like, yo, you are clueless on what it takes to be successful. And we legitimately sitting here having an argument when, like, you don't get it. And that's what I mean with my parents. Like, I didn't get what adulthood was like. All I saw was from my vantage point. Like, I didn't see people getting up, going to work, people paying mortgage, insurance, you know what I'm saying? People having, like CJ said, like, yo, see, as you were talking, I promise you, see, I was having a flashback on, yo, that's why my parents moved us to, because we moved on 8 Mile when it was still predominantly white. And then we moved on 12 Mile and Lasser when it was predominantly Jewish. So see, I'm a kid. I didn't realize, see, until you just said it, I didn't realize that my parents moved for the school district, see? It never dawned on me. So I guess it was because I didn't know the information. I'm in school, see.
Well, you didn't stay in school either.
Right.
You left school. So.
And that's why I'm tripping. See, I was like, yo, my parents made all those sacrifices to put us in a better school district. And the very thing they sacrificed for, I had no idea. I was clueless. And now when C said it, it's just like, yo, for real, your parents gave up being able to, like, my mom never drove a sweet car, Karl. My mom drove the Escort, and the most she ever got was a Ford Taurus. My mom never cashed out, bruh. There were just certain things that they didn't do because they did move us for the schools, and I didn't take it serious. And so now here I am as a CEO, and I'm having frustrating conversations with people because I'm like, yo, you don't get it. That's not how it works. Like, it's a business. You have to make money. Nothing else matters until you make money. So see, I'm talking to this person, this person, this person, this person, and we going back and forth, and they arguing with me. And it's like, Jalen, do you know what I went through to get that sandwich? Do you understand the sacrifices I had to make? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think, see, what bothers me the most is when you don't make any sacrifices, when you don't do anything. So I'm looking at Boog like, yo, bruh, all you did was, like, you live here. You know what I'm saying? You've been blessed to live here. And when you open up that refrigerator, at no point when you open up that refrigerator did you ever say, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I haven't worked. I haven't paid any bills. like, you know what?
I shouldn't eat.
Like, no, like, you know what? I should eat, but I probably should think about this my dad's food. And you know what? Let me not eat that. It's 50 other things to eat, see? It's 50 other things to eat, see? Like, it's all kind of other stuff you could have hit. You hit the one thing that is my sandwich, bruh. So I'm saying, see, I'm having to really calm down because as I'm talking to people who don't understand business, they think business is about getting on the stage. They don't know when C was in France and you change your whole speaking schedule, like your whole sleep schedule,
living schedule,
to be on the same. You know what I'm saying? To be on the same time zone we on. Yeah. Like, they don't know when we used to have to walk and get lunch meat to make sandwiches because they don't know when we had to drive to New Jersey and hit 6 schools in one day when kids acting a fool and we not getting no check. Like, they don't know the days that we had to stay up to do a presentation only to get the phone call the next day that the presentation been canceled. And you could have told me a week ago it was canceled, but I worked all day, all night, stayed up to 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't take the suit back. I can't take the stuff back. You know what I'm saying? And so, I just been frustrated to listen to people talk. And it's like, you sound like a 12-year-old who eats up somebody's sandwich. Like, you had the slightest idea what it takes to make a business work, to make a business run. And so I'm not mad at you, but the questions and the feedback and I'm just like, wow, see, I just wish people could get a manual on what it really takes to do this and not just look at, oh, they doing a podcast, I'm gonna do one.
I think, you're right. And that's one of the things that, I think this podcast is good for, right? Because we get a chance to actually talk about some of the things that we went through and we get a chance to share some of those things in in-depth details. And there's things that we forget and there's things that, we went through that, made us who we are. But I think, E, as you go through it, it's impossible not to, reminisce and like really think about those times that you talked about when people were shutting the door in our face. Like, I was sitting there thinking the other day, you got districts now like writing letters and like we get emails, Karl, from people just all over the world. Like, can Eric Thomas please just come to our school for 5 minutes? Like, we just want him to come and speak to our students. And like, I can remember like schools shutting the doors in our face and being like, no. Like, we're not going to bring our kids out of class. They can't miss math class to come hear him speak. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? And just like that pushback we would get. And, I just, like, it's funny because you think, like, what if we would have stopped right there? What if we would have stopped, during that moment? And I don't think, like I said, I don't know if anybody thought it would turn into this, but I do know that we stuck with it. And I do know that it wasn't easy. But I do know also that, for real, when you fail, like we always say, like, yo, it is literally the failure that makes you better. Like, you fail and you fail forward, and it's literally that thing that allows you to get to that next level. And so we failed so many times back in the day. And now when you look at it, it looks so easy and so effortless because we got to a point where we understood what not to do. And sometimes that's just as important. Everybody like, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? I say, hurry up and fail. Get started. Make your first mistake. Lose your first $1,000, right? We lost. How much did I lose us on the t-shirts, y'all?
$6,000.
I lost us a couple grand on the bad as you want to breath t-shirts, right? That's my fault. Forgot to eat.
$6,000.
$6,000.
You still remember the number?
$6,000.
I think it was 5 or 6.
I had to black it out of my head, man.
Yeah,
I lost
okay.
us $6 grand,
okay.
y'all. I lost us $6 grand.
And at the time, in context, right? It was a time that we didn't have $6 grand for real, y'all.
Oh,
like here in
what?
context, yeah, we didn't have that.
$6 grand was, I mean, that was everything we had dumped back into the company to sell these shirts. And, I left the E off the shirt. And, I take that L to this day and it still stings. But guess what? It made me better. You know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes people think, okay, the roadblock means it's a dead end. No, it's just a roadblock. It's not a dead end. You got to keep pushing through that thing. And I think, E, what you're saying is, and the complaints we get and the things we get is because people see it and it seems like it should be easier than what it is.
They see
you know
the
what
whole,
I mean? And so I think,
they see the whole.
I think here's the thing, too. Everything is relative. So I think the crazy thing about us is, even when we sat in the office and we were like, yo, all right, cool, we're going ET, everything, like we're going to push this. At no point did I think, or did I think, I don't want to put words in your mouth, did I think this is going to be easy? Like, this is going to be so easy.
Not at
We're
all.
just going to, like, and so when we ran into obstacles and roadblocks, it didn't stop us because we expected that. So I'm reading, Josh and I are reading Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. And I think we're going to make it Karl, we talked about making it the book of the month for Breathe University. So Shoe Dog, Phil Knight, and man, I don't recommend a whole lot of books a lot of times, but man, Shoe Dog is crazy. But Phil Knight said, fear of failure, I thought, would never be our downfall as a company. Not that any of us thought that we wouldn't fail. In fact, we had every expectation that we would. But when we did fail, we had faith that we would learn from it and get better for it. And I was like, wow. I'm like, yo, that is the exact same feeling that we had. Like, we expected to fail, like, because we didn't know what we were doing, And so the expectation that we would fail, it couldn't kill us if we expected it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the stay ready concept all over again. It's like, yo, we pretty much knew, all right, cool. We're going to put all of these proposals together. We're going to send out 500 emails. One person going to hit us back and say, yeah, you can come to my school, but we don't have a budget. We anticipated that happening. And so, again, I don't know if I talked about this before, but like when they build the bridge in San Francisco, they build it with some sway. You know what I'm saying? Like, they build that. They don't just build it rock solid. They build it so if an earthquake come or some, I guess, the ground move in a certain particular way, it's got some sway and some give to it because they anticipate that it's not just this. If you build it straight, that's just if everything go perfect. If you just build it like iron, it don't move, it's like, all right, cool. If the earth never shift, we good. But if it does shift, we hit. And I'm saying we knew the earth was going to shift, and so we built some sway in our company to kind of compensate for that.
Yeah, it's so, man. So E, as you were talking, and y'all forgive me, but I remember, I'm going back specifically, to just think about this for a minute. And this, I think, this is when you were in France. I can't, E, help me out. I really can't remember how we got it done, but listen to what I'm saying. Somehow, between me and E, we would go to, and I'm talking, we traveling all night, get there 11 o'clock, then got to drive 2 hours to go somewhere. And literally, we get there, and hear what I'm saying. I don't understand. I cannot remember how we got it done, but there would be a 2-camera shoot with audio. We would sell products. E would speak and talk to everybody after, do photos. I'm talking about all of this between me and E. Like, E somehow would help me with like, I don't remember how we got it all done, but I'm telling y'all, there's so many little places of it. Then in terms of failure, I'm going to, man, the whole story of Breathe University, and it'll come in the book. It'll come in the book, the next one that's coming. But when I tell you, we had no idea what we were doing. We had no idea what we were doing. And I remember, I'll call him out. Patrick Pete was my guy. Pat would call me and call me out Like anytime we would do something, we're starting this program from scratch, y'all. We know that we can do the video content. We know we can put it out. And E was like, put it out. I'm like, E, but this, and he was like, put it out. And it was the same concept of just hurry up and fail. You're going to have some people that tell you that the email came with the wrong link. Hurry up. Now, if you get 3 people in there and they tell you the email is wrong or whatever, you can fix it. And the next 100 people, you ain't got to worry about that. But I remember Pat would call me and Pat would be like, yo, y'all said this and this and this ain't happening that. And I was like, Pat, 100% you were right. And I apologize for it. I'm going to fix it immediately and we're going to get it back out. And it was the weirdest thing. I think that's the fear that people don't realize. It was the weirdest thing. But Pat was like, oh, okay, cool. And I think like people, people think like, oh, it's going to just blow up. If it's not perfect, it's going to drop. No. If you present yourself as perfect, then you got a problem. But, and again, not making excuses for us. We can do better, but we're not going to sacrifice what we could have done to do better. You know what I'm saying? We are going to build and continue to build. And see, to what you were saying, I think the point is there's no finish line. Let me say that slowly. There is no finish line. We're not ever looking to, that's the point we were looking to get to. No, we continuing to build. There's no limit. Why is there a limit? Why is there not 50,000 people in Breathe University now? And when we get 50, why is there not 100,000 in there right now? When we get 100,000, why is there not 500,000 people? There's no limit. As long as there's people on earth that we can serve, there's no limit. There's no limit to the product you could produce. There's no limit. The only limit is what you put on. So I'm saying for us, there's no finish line for this thing. You just keep going and fix it as you go along. Because let me go back. Plan it as best as you could, and something will still go wrong. Listen to what I'm saying. Plan it as best as you could. Anything that I've seen plan out, again, there's stuff you can avoid, there's stuff you can put back. Not knocking that system, love it, that's the way it should be. But there's still stuff that's gonna go wrong. So plan it, do it, put it out, and then be prepared to fix. Be prepared to fix. It's not gonna be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna forever.
Yeah, so many people, man, they waiting, I'm telling you. And what's the quote Josh always say? Don't wait for the perfect moment. Yeah. Just go ahead and take the moment and make it perfect. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
And it's the truth. Because, there will, think about if we would have just waited. I'll ask you guys, what would have been the perfect moment for us to start BU?
Oh, none.
Or for us to start TGIM?
Yeah.
What would have been the perfect, now, okay, and now? It's like, it doesn't exist.
None. Hey,
it's
let me say
you're
this,
going to take some L's.
Hey, when we released it, here's the funny part about it. The weekend we released it, I don't know if E remembers, but E was going to Toronto or somewhere to speak it. E was like, yo, let's get it ready this weekend. I had been working for it. Listen to what I'm saying. 2 weeks was the prep time for me to go from my strong master's in biology and doing video editing, because that's all I was doing, to let's launch Breathe University. 2 weeks. And E was like, this was Friday. I think Thursday we talked. I had been playing with it for the 2 weeks. I got some stuff working. And E said to me, hey, I'm going to release it this week. And I'm like, say what? He was like, I'm ready to release it. Now listen to what I'm saying. E and I had no conversation as to it's ready, it's not ready, how much. E was like, I'm releasing it this weekend. See, you want to hear the funny part? Not a single sign up that weekend. But you best bet that the link was ready, the credit card processing was in place. You see what I'm saying? Just by saying, here's the deadline, it put us in a place, put me in a place, because it was on me. It put me in a place to have at least the bare minimum ready. Hey, E, all right, here's what you're going to announce. Just here go the slide. When you say, and I'm sitting on my phone, I'm sitting at my computer as E's speaking, because I don't know where you were. I think it was Toronto, I'm not sure. But I'm sitting there waiting, I know he's speaking right now, and I'm like, okay, he got to be done within the last 10, 15 minutes. I ain't seen no signups yet. Oh, it's an hour. I ain't seen no signups. Okay, it's Sunday. It was Saturday evening, I think he spoke. It's Sunday. It ain't no signups, bro. I went through all this and no signups. But I'm telling y'all, 4 years later, we got 3,000 people.
Oh, bro. Now, and I want to say this, see, because this is important. I want to paint the picture, right? I was in Phoenix with Quicken Loans, my boy Jay from Detroit. He had just recently moved out to Phoenix. Scottsdale was doing his thing, y'all. So we were eating dinner, right? Well, let me do this. Before I go there, let me do this, because that's important. But to Karl's point, the reason why I told Karl to release it now is because I knew if Karl released it when he was going to release it, I didn't even know about
2018.
Bruh, I didn't even know nothing about no chameleon and all that foolishness. I just knew that he was a perfectionist and he would have never gotten it done, ever. It would have never been perfect. It would have never been perfect. And I know he wants it to be perfect, which means that time does not exist. So my thing was, I'm just gonna push you. And I'll never forget, Karl asked me when I decided to do Spanish for the 100-day challenge, he said to me, okay, E, when's the first time you gonna like speak in public? And I was like, a year. I gave myself a year. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, a year makes sense. Now, I can't tell you why I said a year, but to me, a year makes sense. You got babies. You know, it take them dad, mama. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, give yourself a year. You should be able to say dad in a year, Eric, right? And I'll never forget in my mind saying, I'm gonna wait. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait to do it. And before I knew it, there was a young lady from Mexico, you know, who was like, yo, I need to be baptized. And her translator friend was like, yo, E, she wants to be baptized. And I'm like, yo, I can't see myself, Karl, baptizing nobody with an interpreter. I just can't see it. So what I decided to do—
It ain't got the same effect.
Yeah, it's just weird, see? And so she said, I want to be baptized. And so I said to Francia, you know, who speaks Spanish and English very well, I said to Francia, yo, Francia, when does she want to be baptized? She said, this weekend. I said, this weekend?
365 to 3 days.
Bro, I was hoping she would say she wanted to be baptized next September. At the time that I had planned on publicly speaking. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would have been sweet. All I'm saying—
Sped up your timeline just a tad.
Bro, let me tell you, everybody listening right now, listen to me very closely. You talk about trepidation. You talk about fear. Bro, when she told me she wanted to be baptized that weekend, I'm talking about fear like I had never had in my life. And I said, yo, E, you got two options. You can buckle under the pressure and get a translator and screw up this lady's experience for the rest of your life. Or you can sit your butt down and figure out how you're gonna get through it. And I cannot tell you guys how you get through things, but when there's a sense of urgency, when there's fire, and that's why some of you parents having a hard time. Your son ain't got no fire on his butt. Your daughter ain't got no fire on his butt, even your marriage. The reason why y'all ain't get to the next level, y'all comfortable. Ain't no fire under your butt. And I sat down and wrote on a piece of paper, and C will tell you, I am not a transcript dude. That is not my swag. But you know what I did? I wrote down, Eric, what would you say to her if you were baptized? What would you say? So I just wrote it down, and guess what happened? I remember when I was in middle school, in high school, and again, C gonna tease me because he always saying stuff that we never heard before, right? But listen to me, guys. I was not a lead actor and will not try to pretend like I was, but I was a very strong, supportive actor. And I had a major role in Oliver Twist. I remember when my grandma came down. My grandma came down, and I did my thing in Oliver Twist. And the reason why—
What was your character?
I don't remember who Oliver Twist boy was, but I was one of Oliver Twist.
I don't even know who Oliver Twist is.
Oh, wow. I'm shocked.
I know the story. I can't remember the story, but I knew it growing up.
Well, it's a story of a young man. Yeah, old story. He was homeless. You know, he went through it, right?
Well, yeah. A little foreshadowing.
No question asked. No question asked. No question asked.
Little did you know.
Yeah. That the role would come in hand. So what I was very good at, wouldn't say I was a good actor, but I could remember scripts like lines like the back of my hand. And so it hit me when I was going through it, Karl, like, yo, you have that skill set in you. And so sure enough, man, I got it done. But listen to me, guys. I'm in Phoenix, sitting on a chair. I'll never forget sitting at the head table, and C texts me with the guru, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe shirt. And we had gone through a few iterations, and I said to C, I told them, give me 1 second. I got to go outside. I went outside, and I screamed to the top of my lungs. I was like, C, you did it. This was C first. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was his first 40-point game. This was his first official 40-point game, you know? And I was like, yo, C, bro, you did it. The dude hand coming out in the water, all the words is there. in the back, I was like, yo, C, man, I was crying, y'all. I was like, we did it. Here go our first product that's about to sell, and we about to go to a whole nother level. I was so pumped up. I was so excited. And I take some responsibility, because my wife always get on me and she say, when you get super excited, you know what I'm saying, you kind of lose some of your ability to be rational. And I ain't gonna lie, I never saw breath. And then of course, y'all know I ain't the smartest, apple on the tree, so I missed it. I didn't see it.
Grand opening, grand closing.
Man, I came back and showed my boy Jay. Jay looked at it, was like, yo, E, I'm buying 3 of them jokers. Man, we were so pumped up. Yeah. And then C came back and told me, E, listen to me listen to me very closely, those of you who are in business, those of you who are a leader, and C will tell you I'm not lying. He will tell you I'm not lying. When C told me, my heart sunk, but I never lay it on the C that my heart sunk. I never lay it on. I never once put back in C's face, I can't believe you lost $6,000. All we had was $6,000. I pretend as if it was like he spilled milk on the floor. And what do you do when milk is spilled on the floor? You wipe it up and you go pour you another glass of milk.
Pour some more, yeah.
And I told C, like, oh, you spelled it? Oh, I didn't even notice it wasn't no. I was like, man, that's crazy. All right, well, we need to order some more. And flat out, I don't know how we came up with the money. I don't really remember what took place. All I know is he got it fixed. And all I know is that we started selling those shirts. And man, let me tell you something. Those shirts,
our highest selling shirt
like
still.
Hotcake to this
So for
day.
those of you who just started listening to the podcast, when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe was on the shirt, but breathe has an E at the end. Breath has BREATH, right? Is that what I'm saying that right?
Yeah,
so
you got it.
Shout out to my brother though, who was like, what's wrong with the shirts? Bad as you want a breath. I want a breath. Y'all want a breath? You want a breath? We got a breath. I was like, okay. And for 1 minute, I was like, you know what, man? And I was like, nah, man. And here goes another business lesson. At no point do you put money over the brand. Yeah. At no point. Yeah. At no point do you make the money more important than the brand. If you have a solid brand, your brand will last you for a lifetime. Your brand will last you forever, right? You can still go on tour and the Temptations still touring. I don't know if anybody from the original Temptations is even alive. I don't know. Maybe they are. But I'm saying they're still touring. They grandkids is like doing the Temptation. Why? Because the brand is so good. The brand never got tarnished. And so as long as your brand is good, you'll be able to eat for a lifetime. If you make money decisions and sacrifice the brand, and I just put out that whack t-shirt, who knows where we'll be right now? You know what I mean? Like just the way the world works, the way that, the visions line up and things, you put bad products out in the world, bad stuff comes back to you. So there goes another little mini nugget within that lesson. I was not willing to just say, you know what, maybe people won't catch it. Maybe we could just sell half of them, get our money back. And nope, we shipped them all overseas and we started over. And so, a matter of fact, my brother kept a couple on the low. And they probably told you, they probably collector's editions now. He got a couple of them that say as bad as you want a breath. Like, and I'm talking about like, we had gray, black, blue. We had different color schemes. Oh, we had it. We had the whip. And sure enough, it got lost in the shuffle. And it's crazy because again, I go back to Shoe Dog and I'm listening. And y'all gotta check it out too. But anyway, in Shoe Dog, he says he was 12 years out of grad school in Stanford, and he went to making Nikes, right? Like, so he's in the shoe company, Blue Ribbon. He's got this company, and they're trying to make Nikes. They're trying to do their thing. He's 12 years out of grad school and goes to rent a car, and his credit card gets declined because he don't have any money. And I'm like, wow, straight 12 years. Phil Knight, the CEO of Nike. Like, my man went through it, and you trying to build something, and you pissed and you ready to quit. You've been at it 6 months. You like, this is a scam. Nobody can make money in this. And I'm like, wow. Like, I feel sorry for the people who, you think everything is a get-rich-quick scheme. And sometimes, man, you see the way people do it. They on Instagram and Facebook. Oh, you can make $500,000 by next week. It's not true, man. There's no shortcuts to success. You have to complete every level. And I think we understood that. And like I said, luckily for us, we didn't have these visions of like Bentleys and Lamborghinis overnight. Like that was never our thing. Our thing was if we self-assess, if we know we're doing what we're called to be doing, if we stay in this lane long enough, I can't tell you when, but I assure you we're gonna blow up. And that's what happened.
Hey, I had a conversation, and it's here. I'm gonna make it a little cryptic because I ain't want to, put people out like that. But I had a conversation with somebody recently, and they literally had. I'm gonna like I said, couch it a little bit. So they had a corner store. Let's just say a corner store next to their house, like literally next to their house. They did it for a couple months. I'm talking about going well. Like they would do like karaoke stuff on like weekends, Friday nights, Saturday nights. A lot of people coming out, doing some like cooking right there, selling whatever. It was going well. And they stopped. So I'm having a conversation like, yo, what happened? Like, why'd you stop? Like this is great supplemental income. Like she had another job, she's doing other stuff. And she started listing for me like, well, this happened. The neighbors were getting upset because people were parking on their property. She was just being real. She was like, also like, people see me doing all of this. And I felt unsafe because, I'm over here making money and I don't have, like, she's like, I don't feel secure. There's people around here that know that I'm doing some stuff. And she's like, I feel like, somebody could come, try to rob or whatever. And the conversation is going, I'm just listening like, wow, like legitimate problems, legitimate. You know what I mean? You can't control the neighbor's property, all that. But I'm saying you stopped. And now the income that you had that was passive, that was fun, you're doing something, for your community, they coming out having fun is gone. So I'm like, at the end of the day, you've allowed whatever these circumstances are. I don't know the answers to every problem, but I do believe that there are answers to every problem. There's some answer out there, you know what I mean? It may not be the number one thing we want to do, but there's a way to get around, whatever the situation is. So I'm like, yo, you've stopped. So there's no opportunity right now. You haven't gone past, go to collect your $200. There's no opportunity. You're just stuck where you were before. And all the momentum that you got, because people were coming, it was working, it was, it's gone. So I'm like, I think that's what happens to most people. Like there are these things that come up and they're legitimate. Like she said, Phil Knight, they're legitimate things that come up. I'm not saying that, you can control everything, but the difference is you have to realize that, like I said, there is some solution. There's got to be a solution, whether it's, and I told her, why not pay them to park over there? Like, I ain't tripping, whether y'all in a good relationship or not. If you get them a couple dollars, it might change the relationship. Like, yo, I'll pay you, just shut up and let the people park over here for 2-3 hours on Friday night. I'm saying it may or may not work, but I'm saying instead of just letting the problem shut you down, come up with 1 or 2 solutions, 5 solutions. Like, yo, if this is the problem, could we do this? Could we do that? Could we do that? And I told her to the extent of, let me just be real with you. What if you moved? Have you ever thought about moving? If there's no answer for right here, have you ever thought about moving? Again, I'm not pretending that this is going to be something simple, but the mindset that I was trying to get to her was, you don't have to stop because it's difficult. You don't have to stop because it's hard. Like she said, it's expected to be hard. Life is going to test you and try to put things in your way to make sure that you're serious about what you're doing. So when it comes, you just got to be prepared like, okay, so I have to do something else. What is that thing that I got to do? And let's keep moving. And again, this is if it's something that you're passionate about and you want to pursue. Again, if it's a little hobby, this not that conversation for those that's doing this for a hobby.
Right.
Like this is something that you're serious about.
What's that quote E always used to say? Delayed doesn't mean denied.
Yeah.
But here's my problem, Karl, and I want to go back to where I started because I want people to make the connection. My son going in the refrigerator, Karl, and eating my sandwich, it's just pure ignorance. And he's not a bad kid. It was just pure ignorance. Like, you didn't think of anything other than, and I'm not on the parenting thing other than yourself. I'm saying your ignorance didn't allow you to see the full scope. You didn't have the right information, so you made a move based on ignorance. And so the reason why I agree with CJ on the whole, you leaving this and going to this, and you're gonna make money off of this, then you quit and you start something else. The challenge of business, Karl, the challenge of marriage, the challenge of parent. Well, I wouldn't say parenting because you stuck with your blood, so that's probably different. Yeah. But the other ones, it is the ignorance of you not knowing what it takes that makes you say, well, this ain't working, I'm going to the next one. As if it's the thing you're doing that's the problem. You're the problem. It's not the thing itself. So if you go to, they say that first-time marriages in the numbers could, be skewed, but they say 50%. They say the second marriage, Karl, is 75% divorce rate. So it's not a situation
muscle
where
memory.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
See, you have the wrong information. And so it happens every single time. And don't call me to do your platinum wedding. Don't call me, right? Don't call me. I'm tired. Don't call me, I'm doing a platinum wedding and I want you to officiate it. I'm not officiating it because I get sick and tired, of people planning for the platinum wedding, and I want to do counsel for the platinum marriage. Right? I want to do counsel for the platinum marriage. And guess what? They don't have time for the platinum marriage. They only got time for the platinum wedding. And I'm saying your marriage ain't going to last long if you don't know what it is, if you don't understand what marriage is, if you don't know what being a husband or being a wife is, it's not going to last you long. So I'm not against your platinum wedding, but you are ignorant on...
I'm against your wood marriage.
I'm against your wood marriage, I'm against your wood marriage because your platinum wedding is not going to sustain your wood marriage. It's not going to sustain it. It's not going to sustain it. And so you are ignorant about... So you are ignorant about what marriage really is.
But you know what my platinum wedding will do is cure my temporary feelings of inadequacy, loneliness, and everything else I wanted to have happen just to have a moment. And it's funny, I tweeted that out the other day, and it went crazy on Twitter. But I said, a lot of y'all chasing moments and not legacy. And I didn't want it to be misconstrued, but essentially what you're saying right now is exactly what I was talking about. Like, you so caught up on this moment that nothing else matters. Like, you'll sacrifice anything. You'll make wrong decisions. You'll be compromise your value. You do anything for a moment, a temporary feeling, but that's not necessarily going to be the thing that's going to lead you to that long-term legacy. And what you're talking about right now with the wedding, and not that you can't have both. Like, my hope is that you have both. You know what I'm saying? He's not saying you can't have a sweet wedding. And then we just, it's so much spent on time and effort on the wedding, and you haven't put nearly that much time into your actual marriage. Y'all ain't read a book. Y'all ain't did a devotional. Y'all hadn't got marriage counseling, but you done spent, 6 months planning, the perfect ideal setting with the dove release. You know what I'm saying? They got the dove flying off into the sky. You got all kind of, fireworks. And then when it, that honeymoon is over, you got to get to the real deal of it. And sometimes it doesn't align with
So then you come to me, and you saying, yo, I can't do this. I'm ready to leave. And I'm like, bruh, you ready to get a divorce? You ready to move on to the next female or the next husband? When you were the one that when you were the one that built on topsoil and you didn't go to the bedrock, so you expected it to last? Like, you didn't put nothing in it. So you think that by getting another female or getting another relationship, that's gonna fix it? No. Let's stay in the marriage. Let's stay in the marriage. Now let's get educated on what real marriage is. Let's stay in the business. Let's not leave this business to go run and chase another business and put your life savings up for another business. Like, get on this podcast, whatever other podcasts are about entrepreneurship, whatever other podcasts or books or trainings or seminars where you could get the right information, and then with the right information, you can do. And so, you didn't know that C never lived here since we blew up. That when we really got started as a company, C was gone. You didn't know that. You didn't know that we've never taken out a loan. That we have never, of all the people who followed us on Instagram and watched our videos and whatever, that we probably had less than 0.0.5% of those people send us a check and help us to get from one city to the next. What you didn't know is that we weren't always in these hotels. We weren't always, when Karl got his car dropped off, it was such a blessing to me because I got my new truck and Karl got his new truck. And I was like, praise God, this is what we talking about. Everybody getting to this point. And then we drive in the car to Karl's house. Karl didn't always have a house. Karl lived in an apartment. C lived with in his grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? When they first got married, and for us to do it the right way, and go through all the challenges we went through to get where we are now. So when we go to the Clippers game and we drive into the Clippers arena where the players are parking, we not sitting there high and mighty. We like looking at each other like, yo, are we here? When CP3 is hitting C up, like, yo, I got tickets to the Houston game, got the VIP stat. Like, we not, when our wives are in the seats and we looking at our wives in the seats, we don't think we big time. We're not trying to whatever. We're looking at, oh, we made it, guys. We made it. It worked. All the work we put in, it wasn't in vain. And so I'm just saying to those of you who are listening, like, yo, y'all getting on my nerve with that, looking at it one-sided, not having the information, wanting to take shortcuts, trying to get to, you trying to graduate, you trying to do a 12-year degree. You're trying to do a 12-year degree, K through 12, in 2-3 years. It's not going to happen. So just buckle up. Can you do it fast? Yes. Is there an accelerated program, Karl? Absolutely. But can you skip steps? Absolutely not. So just go through the hell. Just go through the process. Just read the books. Just get the information and do it the right way, because I'm tired of spending time on the phone talking to you about it when I could be working. C saying, I don't even know why you keep talking to him. Karl, like, I don't know how you do it, E. And so I'm probably going to cut it off in 2018. But come on, guys, get the information, do it the right way, and get sustainable success.
And if you want to get the right information, come out to Take Control in Miami. We'll be there on, Sunday.
Yeah. We will be.
Where else are we, Karl? We're in Atlanta, February 10th.
Charlotte. Charlotte, and Dallas.
In Dallas, yep. So make sure you get out to, Dallas is after the cruise, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, yep. So make sure you guys come out and get this information, man. And here's the thing. We're still learning. We're still growing. By no means are we perfect. And, we have to fight to stay here. He always talks about it. It's one thing to get, wherever we are now. It's a whole nother battle to stay here. We have different challenges and different things that arise. It might have been, back in the day that we got enough money to get the shirt fixed. There are still challenges. There's still personnel issues. There's still issues in terms of getting to that next level for us as well. But there are some things that we've figured out along this path that we're excited about sharing with you. So shout out to all those who are coming to Miami. We'll see you in a couple days. You guys are hearing this on Thursday, so we'll actually see you Sunday and be ready for Take Control, a full day, guys. And we're giving you just some phenomenal information, bringing some phenomenal speakers who've done amazing things in their business. And the crazy thing is, we were on the webinar the other day, and shout out to Josh, who's going to be there, Maya, who's going to be there. E was
Chris.
on there, Chris, Daniel, and I'm looking at all of these people who've built their, empire, and not one of them was given like a sweet hookup to get started. Like nobody got like a $500,000 investment. Nobody got, $200,000. Like every single person there who we're going to be bringing in front of you to teach you, what they know. They all got it from zero. And I was looking at that. And not only did they all get it from zero, they all had some traumatic experiences in their lives that could have derailed them. And I'll let them tell it. I don't want to steal any of their thunder, but it is in some incredible stories of tragedy and triumph that you wouldn't believe from the personal standpoint while trying to build those empires. And I can't wait for them to share that information with you. We also want to shout out and thank our sponsor, Organifi. Listen, guys, we rock with Organifi heavy. No blending, no juicing, no shopping, right? Just buy it, dump it in your water, shake it up, and go, man. And this is, where else can you get that many superfoods in one drink? Karl, did you take some to Barbados with you?
You already know. I'm talking about, I got my uncle down here on it. You already know. I'm talking about, I just took the whole box, all the little packets, and just threw them in a suitcase. It ain't going to happen without it.
Yeah, the biggest thing, guys, no blending, no juicing, no cleanup, right? You go to the blender and you do all that. Like I said, and I'm not mad. For those of you who are disciplined enough to do it every single day, you want to get those superfoods in, and you're going to blend it up every day, all day, and make sure you got all that in your refrigerator. Cool. God bless you. More power to you. But I got about a good 1-2 days out the week where I'm really going to do that. Organifi, I do every single day, 2-3 times a day, man. And can't tell you how good it's been for me. So try it out, Organifi.com, promo code SUCCESS. don't forget to use the promo code, man. Otherwise, we don't get the credit for it. You know what I'm saying? We don't want nobody else getting the credit for putting y'all on game, man. So shout out to everybody who's sending us pictures, emails, saying that the Organifi is helping big time, inspire. It's something about, like, Organifi too. When you're drinking it, you just feel healthier, so it makes you like do health. Like you can't hit the Organifi and then swing by McDonald's and get a Big Mac. You know, it don't even feel right. So it's also like a mini accountability partner. Also, guys, just really quick, man, you heard us talking about it, Breathe University. There's no better time than to join than right now, man. Just an incredible community again, man.
Oh, for sure.
Just get in here for a while and see the amazing things that are going on, the meetups, meeting up with people everywhere. Listen, man, some of you are stuck right now, like we talked about.
Who tried
it? It has nothing to do with you. It's not that you're not the right person. It's not that you don't have the talent or the skill set to make it happen. You are not in a community that allows you to thrive and allows you to grow. You don't have the right people around you. Listen, where else in the world from what, $50, Karl, $49 to $199, I believe, can you find a network of individuals who can literally help you with everything you're going through? Shout out to Rochelle who called me. They talked to Jamal on the phone, her and her husband, and they called me and left a message that was insane, just like, yo, we're going to the next level. They buying a property, like he's walking them through it. We have individuals in this program who are, I mean, literally down to help you get to that next level, to show you the ropes. People are on Facebook. They're meeting up in their own communities, starting their own BU meetups and clubs. And it's just crazy. And some of you, like I said, you need a network to belong to. You need other people who think like you, who want to go to that next level, like you, who want to have a better marriage, a better family structure, who want to make more money. You need to be involved in this, and it is. We've done this at an extremely affordable price for you guys, so that we don't shut the doors to anybody. Man, there's other programs out there. It's 10, 15 grand to be a part, and this is, guys. If you knew what we paid for the program and how we have to go about it,
just
you
our
know
time.
That, it's a steal. So
our time.
Hey,
I was gonna say our time, but I did want to say this to those of you who are on the fence about, joining Breathe U. I do want to say to you, and again, I just use sports analogies because they're kind of easy to comprehend, but I'm gonna give you just two quick illustrations. You heard me at the Secret Success say that my boy Van Noy from Detroit Lions got released from the Lions, went to the Patriots and won a Super Bowl. So like C said, he didn't do anything different. He continued to play at a high level. Left one team, went to another team championship.
Different environment.
Yeah, Harrison left the Pittsburgh Steelers, and there was a lot of drama behind, him leaving and making that decision. But he in the Super Bowl. And at the end of the day, I think that's what you play for. You play to be in the Super Bowl. And he not only is going to be in the Super Bowl, Karl, he played this in the AFC Championship. And he contributed in the AFC Championship. I mean, bottom line, we can say whatever we want to say about, whatever, why they did it, why he did what he did, whatever. We can talk about, his legacy here, there, but he plays to go to the Super Bowl. And so he switched teams, and here he is with an opportunity to play in the Super Bowl. So I'm just saying, for some of you, this shift to BU might be your Super Bowl.
Hey, let me shout out, first of all, a couple of weeks ago, I gave my email. And I called everybody out. I was like, yeah, we get numbers out, email out, and ain't nobody do nothing. Let me just shout y'all out. I probably had like 100 emails from the podcast. Hey, Karl, just testing out your comment. So shout y'all out. But hey, so the flip side of it, I'm cussing y'all out now because about probably 60% of y'all said, yeah, I'm a couple of them actually said future BU member as the title of the thing. And I'm like, no, y'all need to stop that now. Like what he's saying is like, for real, like we not doing this, y'all. This ain't no sponsorship. This ain't no, like, what I'm saying, gimmick. Like, this is what we have, like, he talked about legacy. This is what we're putting our legacy on. Like, we want something to live beyond us, and Breathe U is that. So we're not treating it like, some little part-time side gig. Like, we're pouring our energy into this group of people because, let me say this real quick. I'll go back. So you were just saying something about take control that just got me thinking. So the one negative that I'll say about being here in Barbados is when I look around, see, if your parents were a police officer, and Jamal said it, so it might not even be Barbados, but if your parents were a police officer, chances are you're going to be a police officer. If your parents was a teacher, you're going to be a teacher. If your parents ain't doing nothing, chances are you're not going to be doing nothing. I was like, yo, The flip side, the whole west coast of the island is owned like, I'm talking about like the all the resorts, the Hiltons, all that, down the west coast of the island, because that's the most like scenic coast. And I'm like, yo, how do you break out of where you are as a police officer? Because you start that job, you work it for 40 years. The literal thing is you start that, you work it for 40 years, you retire with nothing. That's the life cycle pretty much. And I'm sitting here like, yo, how do you break out of this? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you don't have the $500,000 that your grandparents left you or your great-grandparents left property. You don't have that. How do you break out of it? And that's what Breathe University is, y'all. Like I'm telling you, like some of y'all met Amanda on webinars we did back. We met Amanda where, I'm talking about at her lowest point. I'm talking about, I think she used like her last, and I'm not saying this may sound cliche, but her last $20. I think we had the package, the Survive package at $20 then, and she used her last $20 to join the program. And if I can tell y'all today where she is, I can't tell y'all today where she is. She's off the substances that she was on. She's got a daughter back. She's got her own home. She's had multiple jobs in that time frame. She's enrolled in Penn State online. Literally, guys, I'm talking about in a space of 2 years. So when I talk about it,
Penn State's leadership, Karl. Don't just say she's a student.
Right. Yeah,
she's a part of their leadership.
Absolutely. In 2 years, y'all. So we're not coming out here trying to pretend like, no. As I look around the island of Barbados, I'm like, yo, that's the thing that I want to give people, an opportunity that I don't care what your parents did, whether they left some or not. Here go an opportunity for you to start creating your legacy, your kids, your grandkids. Because me and my mom were having this long discussion like, yo, it's tough. My parents taught here for 35 years, both of them. And like, I ain't trying to be funny, but they got enough to live, like to survive. Like they ain't balled out of control that could just go do whatever they want. You gave your heart to the whole community, teaching. You know what I'm saying? Like all these kids, my mother got hundreds of students all over the planet right now that calling her like, man, thank you so much for what you did for me. Like I made both my parents get on Facebook for that reason. Like, man, y'all impacted students across the world. And now quiet as kept, my parents are looking to get an apartment in Michigan. I'm like, wow. Like you work all that, and to be honest, you have nothing. And no disrespect to my parents, y'all. Please don't hear that. I don't know if they're gonna listen. But what I'm saying is, they have nothing to leave. You know, they ain't passing on the Marriott to me and my brother that weekend. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm appealing to you guys is like, yo, don't look at Breathe University as, you know, some program that E got. You know, look at some program that CJ and them came up with to, you know, it is the program to help you create your legacy. That's what it is.
That's it.
That's exactly what it is to create. It's the gateway, Karl, to help you do that.
And I want to use this word, Karl, and I need y'all to hear me, cheat code. Like, for real, in life, there are a couple cheat codes, and we don't get those we don't get access to those cheat codes often. And you have an opportunity to get a cheat code that can take you from where you are to where you want to be. And what Karl said, Karl, I think it's, bro, I'm sick at the stomach listening to the thing you said about the sand. Like, they had a commercial on sandals, Barbados. It was on the other day. Yep. And I thought to myself, how many people from the island of Barbados own that? How many of them own that? You know, how many of them have shares in that?
Where's yet? So keep where you're going. I don't want to mess you up, but keep where you're going.
I'm talking like that. It's your island. It's your island. And somebody else who had a dream and a goal, who executed, who wasn't waiting and playing around, who's not even probably from there, said, we're going to take a piece of that land and we're going to make sure that and it don't have nothing to do with Barbados. They got it on some little private little park, and people gonna come in from all over the world, and we're going to benefit off of their rich culture, off of their rich land, off of their rich beaches.
And employ all the local people to do the work to serve the guests. And I'm saying nothing wrong with that line of employment. And let me just say it like this. In my mind, y'all, if I'm wrong, I apologize. In my mind, that's a 20-year-old job. You do that for a couple of years and you move on. But I'm telling you, again, the way the system is set up, you start doing it. I'm telling you, I got relatives doing it. You start that at 18 and you still doing it at 60. Like, that's what I'm seeing, because it ain't no retirement from that, bro. You ain't got nothing saved. Like, it ain't paying like that. You were serving people a noble job, but I'm just saying there's no legacy with that. It ain't, well, it ain't, but it ain't no legacy. You're not leaving none to your kids other than you work there, so chances are your kid might get a job there. That's what you leaving. So I'm just saying, that's the one part that I see that makes me sick to the stomach when I come here. It's like, yo, you don't really have, or let me just say it like this, people aren't looking for the opportunity to do more. It's just kind of like the cycle of you do a civil servant job, you know what I'm saying, some government job, or you do teaching, or, you know what I'm saying, something like that. And you pretty much retire from that, and you work until you're 70 and retire, and you probably die at 72 because it ain't a whole lot left. Like, that's what I'm seeing, and that's the part that I'm saying we're working to fix.
No question, man. And we'll jump into Ask ET, but you just said you said cheat code, and I was like, I was like, that's exactly what it is, because where else could you be an entrepreneur or a business person who just started off yesterday, have $0 in revenue, and buy your way into a circle with multimillionaires? You know what I'm saying? Who like willing to help you because you're a part of the group. Like nobody knows like, oh, okay, you just started, but you're in BU, like, so I can't help. Like, no, if you are in BU, you could be a college student just about to graduate with $50 in your bank account, or a multi-millionaire, man, and they treat you like family regardless of who you are. And so you're right, it is a cheat code. Ask ET. All right, Micah in Springfield said, hey, Karl, what is the hardest part with working with two such strong personalities?
I had a call with Chris yesterday. Chris, again, our animal assessment guy. And Chris, we were just kind of talking through some stuff. And he's like, dude, how is it for real? Like, I got to explain. So the good is it keeps you on your toes. I'm just saying, like, you never know what's happening today, tomorrow. Like, I'm talking about, like, we could go from I just need a slide to ESPN needs something from us tomorrow. Like, literally, I'm talking about in the space of 10 minutes, we could go from that to that. So it keeps you on your toes. But the flip side of it is, Lord have mercy. They oh man, like and it's crazy because it's the animals, but C is just get it done. Like, it ain't, like, I can't call CJ with a problem. And not saying like I can't, but I'm saying like it don't even feel right. Like, C, I don't know if I can. Like, I can't, it ain't no wiggle room when C talk. With E, you got a little more, he a flamingo, but still the general consensus is get it done. Like, it's no excuse, it's no whatever, and get it done fast. So that, if I were to say the biggest complaint is, it's got to be done, whatever we're doing, it's got to be done in an hour. It's got to be done that hour. That, no matter what it is, ESPN to whoever it is, hey, we need it by like 2 o'clock today. So that would be the most challenging part. Because again, you still got to balance everything else that's going on. But like I said, man, we get it done. Bottom line, we get it done, so.
Yep. Derek in Maryland said, I just started my...
Hey, C. And you get to be in Barbados for 2 weeks after you get it done.
For 2 weeks. No doubt.
Be on the beach.
No doubt. So the payoff is nothing to complain about.
I promise you.
Derek in Maryland said, ET, I just started my speaking career and I'm struggling to find paying gigs. How long did it take before people were willing to pay you for your speaking?
Lifetime.
Yeah, I don't remember, bro. I didn't chronicle that. But I will tell you this, I probably spoke what you consider, getting paid. I probably spoke for free from 2000 89, from 90 to about 2005, 2006. Murray gave me my first real check at Michigan State for $800. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, money that...
That was your first check, like first real check?
That was my first real check, yeah, $800, yeah.
Wow. That's the other book, see, 800 to the Ritz.
I know, right?
Right. Now you can't eat. That's like for just ordering a piece of pie at the Ritz. 800. You can't eat. That's like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, that's like a tip for the valet now. You know what I'm saying?
I pay my dues.
No doubt.
We still never solved the tipping problem. Do you have to tip when you go pick it up at the joint?
You don't. No. You don't have to, but if you want to have to wait for your car to come last, then yes, you do have to. Yeah,
you want to wait for your what?
If you want them to get your car last, yeah, then you do have to. You don't have to tip.
No. I'm not talking about there. I'm talking about when you go pick up food. Like, remember we talked about like when you go pick up a pizza, and they you tell them who your name, you give them your card, and like they print it up, and there's like a tip. I'm like,
oh yeah.
You didn't wait on me, and you didn't deliver it. Like, I came, I did all the work. Are you still supposed to tip or not?
I would say no, you shouldn't have to tip for that. The only reason I do tip, and I remember once saying that, like, yo, I ain't trying to tip, you ain't do nothing. And Didi was like, this don't have nothing to do with that. She said, but always remember you have kids coming behind you. So if you do right by people, people do right by your kids. So it make it easier for me to tip them now. Because at first, I promise you, I wasn't trying to do it.
Okay. Let's see. Last one, because we got to run. Jessica in New York says, CJ, you always talk about mastering your gift. What if I don't know what my gift is?
Call Patrick
find
Pete.
it.
Hey, call Patrick
Drop
Pete.
and roll. Well,
call Patrick Pete.
Yeah.
He has an assessment for you.
Yeah, no, you definitely got to take an assessment. But I always say your gift is what comes easy to you that's hard for most. And whatever that thing is, that's your gift, right? Like the least, you didn't have to work to get it, something that just kind of naturally comes easier to you. There are things in my life that, for real, it's just like anytime I look at it, it's like pulling teeth. And there's other things that I'm like, okay, yeah, that just makes sense. And so I think we've all kind of had those moments or know those things that fit us. Like E is just a gifted communicator, right? Like he was born with the ability to communicate and to talk, right? Like that wasn't something that he necessarily had to work towards. Now, that doesn't mean he doesn't have to hone that gift, but I think it was apparent since birth probably that E, had the ability to talk. Like I look at my son right now, and I told Karl, he just has the gift to communicate. Like he's a people person. I don't know if I'm not going to say he's going to be a speaker or like E or anything like that, but he has that gift. Like my man, you walk into a room, he's got that gift of like, he wants to entertain the room. He's has a very high EQ. And so I can already kind of at that age see what his gifts are. And like, he didn't do anything to earn that. Like we didn't sit there and practice like his speaking or, anything like that. My man just got the gift. And so I do believe, Jessica, that you have a gift. It's up to you to find it. And I would say just find the thing that comes pretty natural to you that doesn't come natural to everybody else. And we appreciate you guys for listening. E, get us out of here on that nugget of the day so we can go get busy.
Hey, man, yeah, for real, guys. Look, measure it, man, for real. I've been talking to some people who've been making excuses, people who've been saying, like, I got this glass ceiling, like, everybody else but me. Look, measure it, man. When you wake up every single day, you need to know exactly what you need to do to be successful. Look, I'm trying to tell you from personal experience that it can be done. It's not as difficult as you think it is. It's not something that's like out in the air. Guys, it's real. Personal freedom is real. Success is real. Dominating your lane is real. Listen to me, it's real. Growing, getting from one step to, it's all real, guys. It can be yours, but you gotta measure it. Like you can't wake up and just think that it's gonna happen by osmosis. Like you gotta wake up every single day and know, in this 24 hours, these are the very specific things that I need to be doing. Like, this is where I need to be at 10 o'clock. This is what I need to be doing at 11 o'clock. This is what I need to go buy. This is what I need to go read. This is who I need to hang out with. Like, it is real. But you cannot get to the next level without measurement. You have to measure it. Are you hearing me? You have to measure it. So it's your boy E.T. saying it's in your hand. Like, don't let nobody fool you and think it's like somebody else has control of your destiny. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody else will decide if your family eats or not, decides if you live the life you want to live. No, it's in your hand, but you have to measure it. How far are you away? How far do you have to go? You know what I'm saying? How much ground can you make up today? Like measure it, define it. What does it mean? What does it mean to you? And I'm telling you, when you can create meaning to that thing and you can measure it, it could be yours. And you can take that milestone and boom, bit by bit by bit, you can knock that milestone out. So it's your boy E.T. saying people counting on you, you counting on you. It's in reach. It is yours. You can have it. You don't have to dream about it forever. You don't have to talk about it forever. It can be yours, but you got to measure it so you know how far you have to go and you know specifically what you need to do today to get closer to that personal freedom.
Thank you guys for listening. We love you. We'll see you next week.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this opportunity with all your might, with all your soul.